Hey guys, what's going on? I wanted to share with you another tech tip that's going to help you organize your life, especially in building a real estate business where you have all these kind of things happening at all different times. I always like to tell people that the real estate investing business is the most unorganized business you probably could ever get into, but yet it's the most lucrative business that you could ever do. And it's very interesting because there's so many moving parts and you can customize it any way you want. You adjust your processes to your lifestyle and the way you like to build your business. But at the end of the day, it can be overwhelming and sometimes so cumbersome because you want to figure out which goes where and what goes where. It can be all confusing, just like I'm sounding confusing right now. So to keep it simple, to keep it simplified, today I just want to show you a very simple way to organize your bookmarks, or your Chrome, your Google Chrome or Safari. However you organize your bookmarks, I just want to give you some quick tips that can really help you. Because I'll tell you what, the number one thing that I always get asked, is probably like the number one question I get asked the most is, Nathan, where is the link? Or please send me the link, or where is the link to book a call with you? This happens regularly. And I think it's just because people, don't take the time to bookmark, their links. So they go searching and hunting, and it's a lot of waste of time, really. So I'm going to show you right now, right here, just my layout. This is actually one of my layouts. This is in Safari. I also have Google Chrome, but typically in in Safari, this is like my layout. This is my bookmarks. So as you can see, the first thing, you see these little folders here. So you can see how they're all broken down into folders. Now, one little trick that I do to quickly help me identify whether it's a folder or a file is my folders are always caps lock. So if you look at the font right now, the folders are always in caps lock. And then everything that is not a folder, and whenever it's a file, anything that's a file is normal font. So it would be maybe the first letter is capitalized, then the rest is small letters. So that's the first thing I do. Secondly, you'll notice that I use subfolders. I'm gonna show you that right now. So if I'm gonna dive into, let's say, this funding folder right here. So if I dive into this funding folder, you'll see subfolders. Well, guess what? Those subfolders also are all caps, okay? So that's another thing. Then as I dive deeper, you're going to see, well, these are gonna be links, by the way. So not so much when it comes to files, it's gonna be a little different. So if I click Hard Money has whatever it has, right? It's got Lima One Capital, it's got all these, smaller links, but notice the font, it's whatever it is they want to use, right? Whatever normal size font, first letter capitalized, the rest is small letters. So that's standard, okay? What I like to do in here, if you notice as well, this matches very similar because this is my favorites, right? So my favorites are up here. It's in my bar. It's in my favorites bar. So I can have it right on top if I need to get to it quickly. Right? So if I go over to funding, it's also going to be in a drop down this way, right? You see that? Or if I want to have it on a window pane, I can do that also. And it's still the same format. It's the bookmarks and it's the folders and the files. So that's the way that's structured. Now I'm going to dive a little deeper. I'm going to open up my real estate folder in here. All right. So you see this? Everything is kind of broken down. I just want to give you a little look at how I break down some folders. And this might help to say, well, how do I organize some things in this? So you're going to see like certain things in here. Let's just skip over Florida. But asset protection, news, legal, real estate investment trusts, taxes, how-to tips, marketing, notes. Now, as you can see, for example, like look under software, you see software, it has 38 bookmarks within there. So there's a folder for software, but within there, I have 38 links, okay? And then there's a bunch in there. As you can see, it's all broken down: hotels, rentals, selling, notary, and it's all broken down under real estate. But also, I also have other things like delegation. Delegation is for VAs or my team, so anything that impacts them, and so on and so forth. I also have a personal folder. This separates maybe personal and business. You can see the majority of the stuff here is mostly related to business. And I have two sections here for courses and how-to, which I'm actually gonna consider merging. Now, one last tip I wanna share with you that could be really helpful is typically about two times a year, so twice a year. What I'll typically do is go through these bookmarks. I'll just take a few hours. Typically I do this on a Sunday, like when I just have some alone time. I will go through bookmarks and I'll just check to see if those links are still relevant to me. Like, do I need them? Have I touched them in the past year? Have I opened that website in the past year? Do I think I'm gonna open this website next year? And the reason why I ask myself those questions is because if it's not being of use to me right now or in the next year, then I must get rid of it, okay? And this will circle back around. So a year from now or 6 months from now, I'll come back and ask myself those same questions. And then I'll either keep or remove, keep or remove. And that's really important, because if you continue to keep everything you save or every bookmark, and you continue to keep everything you've ever downloaded on your computer, every free ebook, right? It just continually piles up. Now, if you've watched my other tech videos about this or my other organization videos about this, links will be in the description for those. But if you've watched and paid attention, you'll notice that I do this pretty consistently. I even do this with files and folders, for documents, for free ebooks as an example, or other things, audios, whatever it may be. I'm constantly, or at least continually, twice a year, I look back and I say, is this something I need to keep or remove? Am I going to open it within the next 6 months to a year? Am I going to need it next year, right? So it's those constant things. But there's a little devil in the mix to what I'm saying, because this is the difference between someone who continually holds things in their life and never lets go. Just be mindful of the thought of, oh, one day I might need this, okay? That thought right there, the one day I might need this, is probably more than likely not going to be used. So if you have that thought, that's when you're like, let me get rid of this. One day I might need this, because that means it could be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever it is. The reality is that thought just leads to piling up, and it leads to, you know, it's like piling a bunch of things on your desk, like physically, like right in front of you. One day I might need that document. One day. And the reality is, when that day comes, you might not even use the exact thing that you saved. And it's so interesting, because with software and anything digital, whether it's documents, softwares, bookmarks to links, sometimes those pages die. Like, sometimes the people who are hosting them, they don't use them anymore, or a company gets sold, or a company shuts down, and there's, you know, those dead links just sitting in your bookmarks. So I wanted to share that strategy with you, because it's just a formula that I learned many, many years ago when I went to a Organize Your Life seminar for 3 days. And it was probably one of the most impactful trainings that I've ever been through, because it taught me how to not only manage my time, but also how to prioritize my life. And actually, at that time, it was physical. It wasn't even digital. But I took those same principles and I applied it to my digital life, and it still works for me fantastically. So if this is helpful to you, or you got some good ideas, like this video so that I know, or if you have questions, post it in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right, thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.